Australia will soon be forced to confront decades of mistreatment of people with disabilities. All parties in the federal parliament have agreed a royal commission should be held. How it'll work and when it will start haven't been settled. But recognition that its time has come is the fulfilment of years of campaigning by those who've suffered. Here's political reporter Jane Norman.
They're not just advocates, they're survivors. And this journey to Canberra is a deeply personal one.
The overwhelming feeling that I remember when I was a child and there was a nurse coming and setting fire to my hair at night is that people did not believe us.
For decades, people with disabilities have been marginalised, institutionalised and abused, sometimes by those they trusted most.
I survived 10 years of violence at the hands of my husband, who was also my carer, and that happened in my own home.
Nicole Lee escaped, but the suffering didn't end there.
The police stepped in and removed him for me. And in that moment I was absolutely petrified because I didn't have anyone to look after me.
One by one, they lined up to tell their stories.
My child has experienced abuse in school with being beaten with a newspaper and being strangled by a teacher.
After years of lobbying,
there must be no delay. People's lives are on the line.
The ayes have it. The ayes have it.
Federal Parliament has acted and offered bipartisan support for a royal commission.
We have no interest, Mr Speaker, in making any partisanship of this issue.
But this is a very good moment. I'm very pleased to support it.
One way or another, a royal commission is coming. The question is whether it'll be set up by this government or the one that's formed after the election. For those who came here today, this vote represents justice delayed but achieved.
If we can have a royal commission into the banks, then surely we can have an inquiry into the most vulnerable people in our community that are being preyed upon by monsters who come at night.
They've got a voice and they're demanding to be heard. Jane Norman, ABC News, Canberra.